Um, hey y'all. Hey friends. I have to figure YouTube out again in terms of just being live on here. Been doing some uploads. I don't go live like talking about, so this should be something. Hey y'all. Hey friend. I'm trying to find like the chat. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the truth. Friend, comment something so I can see what's tea. I hope y'all are doing well though. I really do. Happy Monday. Oh, I can see something. Hey friend, thanks for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that. I just felt in my spirit I was about to shave this potato and wash it for BJ. I just really felt led to share what's on my heart, and I don't really have no reason to have it on my heart. Sometimes God just talk to me. So I said, let me go live and talk to my friends, and I decided to just randomly turn on YouTube. So maybe this is for you today, because I don't ever turn on YouTube to go live. I'm literally on Instagram live. I never turn on YouTube to go live. So I appreciate y'all, trying to see what I got to say. I'm gonna shave my potato and talk to y'all. Hey friends. Hey Instagram. Yeah, I just really felt led to share this really quick message. I'm shaving this potato for BJ, by the way. I gotta get my baby dinner ready. He don't play. I feel like BJ gives me the experience I've never had. Like taking care of a man that don't do nothing for you. um, so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Living out this thing I've never experienced before. Is there a fly in my house? My God. Listen, I wanted to come on, y'all, because a lot of times when people let me preface what I'm about to say. Sometimes in relationships, we can shift distance, and we can sense the shift. We can sense people distancing themselves, and a lot of times when that happens, or people respond differently than they responded before. A lot of times we immediately think that something is going on with them. They're acting weird. It is something with them. We don't really check in on them. They're like that's what they doing. That's what they doing. Like I'm not gonna be the one to check in on them. I don't have time. We're just very selfish. And I think all of us are selfish to some extent. It's just innate, right? I wanted to share this with you. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's our behavior that have caused people to respond differently to us. And I know that's hard. I really know that's hard. To sometimes, you know, fully conceptualize, because you're like, what did I do to you? How did I ain't did nothing to you. You acting weird. You just acting weird. I'm not gonna, sometimes the people that we treat like that, though, are actually valuable people in our lives. They show up for us. They've been pretty consistent. And when we experience some inconsistency, or we experience some level of resistance, we immediately think that it's them. We don't ever consider that maybe we have caused them to adjust in the way they've had to adjust. So sometimes we think people are adjusting out of resentment, but sometimes people adjust in awareness. For example, if I told my mom last week, if they gave my husband such a hard time. I said my niece is in a different era, right? If if y'all treat her little boyfriend the way that y'all treated Brandon when he came, or treated me, what she's gonna do is she's gonna remove herself completely. She's not gonna ever come back with a boy. She's not gonna introduce y'all to anyone else. She's not gonna do it because of the experience that she's had. So now, rather than feeling like you guys are a safe place, she feels the need to protect herself. And I just remember, I just use this even for example. I just remember, even my mom feeling like to some extent that I was changing. I was, being whatever she thought I was being. But honestly, I had to. I started to protect myself. I started to protect my relationship. I was like, yeah, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with all that carrying on. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think that kind of behavior is necessary. And they thought that I was adjusting in resentment, when truly I was adjusting because I was aware that this is how it would be. So I had to either get with it or I had to adjust, and I chose to adjust. So this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not always people wanting to get you back for what you've done. It's not always people wanting to keep you out, leave you out, or exclude you. Sometimes we exclude ourselves. So that's my question today. If you're in a strained relationship, if you're experiencing some resistance with someone, you're experiencing someone pulling back from you, you're experiencing that. I want you to really sit with yourself for a moment and see how you could have played into that. Now, sometimes, Gary, now listen, let's be very clear. Sometimes we have nothing to do with what people got going on. But there are times that we do. Can we just be honest? Yes, a lot of times we have nothing to do with what people got going on. But sometimes we do. And I've been there. I've had to say, instead of me trying to act like they acting funny, I had to stop lying like I didn't cause them to act funny. You acted funny with me because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. You acted funny with me because I didn't tell the truth about something. You acted funny with me because I said I was going to come and I didn't come. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't act like it's all on you, And sometimes what we call acting funny is just people adjusting. Everybody ain't acting funny. You don't get to spin the block with everybody either. You know what I'm saying? So own it. Like, own it. Stop acting like something was wrong with everybody. At some point, y'all, we getting older. You keep having the same kind of situations with different people. At some point, you got to own that you're the issue. You're the common denominator. You had this issue with this friend. You had a similar issue with this friend. Now you have another. Everybody ain't weird. You might be. You're inconsistent. You're presenting some level of resistance. To some degree, you really are. You're contributing to the issue. If you keep having friendship breakups and you keep having these kind of things to go on. Yes, absolutely. We don't have anything to do with some of the things that people got going on. But sometimes, y'all, we treat people funny. We get around our other friend group, and we always kick in with them. We always good with them, and then we get around the other friend group where they're not accepted, and you act weird because you childish and you don't know how to tell people this is my friend, and we're not gonna treat my friend like that. Or you're not in a place where you're sure of yourself enough to be like, I'm okay if you don't like me because I like this person, or like I'm okay. Like, you don't have to be my friend. I don't want to be a mean girl. I don't want to participate. Maybe you're just not at that place. You know what I'm saying? But that happens to people, Or the fact that it could be you and your friend always share each other's, you guys share really delicate information. You guys are like y'all gang, and you done shared your friend business. You done told somebody, and she knows she only told you, and you running around telling folks she acting funny. Y'all, we got to stop it. Maybe it's you. You did not get blocked for no reason. You did. You did. And then after you got blocked, you never even tried to apologize to the person when you know what you did to them. Sometimes it's us. And it's not a good, this is not I was right. My friend's fake. I need to get new people type of message that people would love and enjoy. But I really hope that you take this, and if it's for you, I really hope that you realize making mistakes is normal. Failing people is normal. Losing friends is normal, right? But I really think it's important for you to hey y'all. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Who is chat friend? I don't even know who they in the people in the chat. Girl, I'm acting like I am 69. Please forgive me. I appreciate y'all joining me on YouTube because this is new for me. I never use YouTube for lives. But today I just felt compelled to share to YouTube as well. So if you're here and this message is for you, let me know in the chat, friend. Let me know that this message is for you. But yeah, it's normal, y'all. It's normal to mess up. It's normal to fail. It's normal to not always get it right. It's normal. We're human. We're human. But I think the beautiful part of growing and evolving is owning when we don't get it right. Owning it, not saying they acting funny, not saying they being weirdos, acting like they just didn't invite us. You literally excluded yourself from a person's life. You can exclude yourself from your response, from your behavior. You can exclude yourself to where people just you think they're trying to get you back, but honestly they just trying to protect themselves from you. And I don't want people to experience that with me. Like, they get into a place where they're trying to literally protect themselves from me, because I've hurt them. I've told their business. You know, I've done something, you know, that they feel the need to protect themselves from. And a lot of times we get mad at people because they're just simply protecting themselves, protecting their peace, as people say, you know. And you just can't be mad at people for that. But if you know that you have contributed to a person changing their resistance, you know you have contributed to the new inconsistency you're experiencing, just apologize. Apologizing is normal. We made it not normal because everybody always want to be right. That's why we don't got no friends. That's why we really struggle with relationship, because we always want to be right. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I ain't coming. I know this is not no touch your neighbor, slap him, turn around 3 times and shout glory. But I really just felt led to share this with y'all. And so here I am sharing it. Yeah, friend. All you can do is get better and move forward. That's all you can do. When you realize the common denominator in your friendship breakups is you and your behavior and what you got going on, all you can do is move forward, get better. All you can do is learn, leverage the lesson. I got this last week. I'll share this with y'all. Successful people don't talk about. One person I really admire is Oprah. And when I hear Oprah's old interviews and I hear her talk about stuff, she shares different experiences that she's had with people and stuff. But she don't focus on what they did to her. She focused on the lesson that she was meant to learn from it. And a lot of people who broke, let's just say that, broke people who aren't successful, people who are limited in their success, limited in their perspective, they don't leverage the lesson. They just ruminate on what happened to them. And sometimes things that happen and we encounter in our relationships, it ain't even about the other person. It's about the lesson that we were supposed to get. But we so focused on the fact that she told our business or she hurt our feelings in whatever way that she did, that we cannot leverage the lesson. And the lesson for us was stop telling everything. Stop sharing everything. Some stuff needs to be left between you and God. That was something that you should have never shared. So when you talk about it, you can talk about there was a time and I learned this from this. Instead of this what Tiffany, this what Trinity, this what Ashley, this what Donna, this what whoever did to me. Get the lesson. You talk too much. Leverage the lesson, and you'll find yourself you'll actually find yourself becoming successful in every aspect of your life. You will, because people who ruminate on the negative only experience the negative. When you can get the lesson, you can leverage that lesson so that you don't do it in the next relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yes, friend. Yes, Cynthia. When you can get the lesson and you don't continue to do it in the next friendship or the next relationship, in the relationships you already got, you correct that behavior. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you just, I'm just blunt. I just say what's on my mind. But you start actually thinking before you speak. Leverage the lesson and stop talking about what Rhonda or whoever did to you. We tired. We don't want to hear that no more. What did you get from it? Because whatever happened, you also contributed to it. Even if you were just strictly just the victim and you got slapped all upside the head. Now you know you don't need to give everybody access to you. Now you know that you need to take a little bit more time vetting people before you let them in your home. Now you know you need to take your time and pray and ask God for discernment about where this person belongs. Should this person be an acquaintance? You know what I'm saying? Or is this a person I should be doing business with? My friend don't even be on time for regular stuff. She can't even be on time to meet me at Walmart, but I started a business with her. That's your fault. She don't even honor time with the simplest things. Now you starting a business with her and everybody flooding your email because everything late all the time. She always late. You should never been in the business with her. She might have been a good friend, but you put her somewhere she should never been. You asked something of her that she never had the capacity for. She wasn't ready. And then sometimes we make decisions like giving people responsibilities, giving people jobs, giving people roles in our lives because we've been connected to them for quite a time, and we feel like we don't want the guilt of leaving them out or leaving them behind. I'm not carrying it. If you either ready or you not. You can't work on my team if you always late. You can't work on my team if you're not even consistent with the stuff you got going on. You're not even faithful to yourself. I'm gonna expect you to be faithful to what I got going on. Sometimes we let people in on our vision that they don't even have eyesight. They blind. Like they literally blind. And you asking a blind person to come in on your vision and help you execute something. Hey, Nay. Thank you, friend. I got a haircut like last Thursday. I got one sticking up right there. It's not giving. YouTube is seeing the little pimples on my forehead, but Instagram, they let me. Oh, Instagram didn't even get that good for me. But yeah, y'all. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's our fault. You know, it ain't even other people's fault. You needed to learn the lesson that you learned. So I want you to stop. As your friend, I'm telling you today on this good Monday, on this good Cinco de Mayo. I didn't even think about that till now. All day long, it just hit me. But listen, whatever it is, like, leverage the lesson. Stop talking about what happened and what they did. What were you supposed to learn? Did you learn it? Take the lesson and leverage the lesson for your next relationship. You ain't got to keep on going around talking about it to everybody. We tired. You know? I see that comment about I don't fool with nobody new now. I don't even think that's the answer, friend. You know, because I believe in, I don't want to count God out. And one thing about God, he uses people. He ain't got no hands but man's hands, okay? And I don't care how hungry you are. God is not going to bring you a steak. He going to send, Trinity said he going to have me to just be minding my business and I'll get on DoorDash. But I'm thinking about Tanya. And just, I got her address because we gang like that. And just hit her dinner tonight. That's what God would do. He just put you on people's mind. And if he put me on a stranger mind, I don't want to miss it. I don't know about y'all, but I've had God to put me on people's minds. Okay? Period. And I do not want to miss. I do not want to miss it. So I welcome people. I really do. Now, do I let everybody into whatever I got going on? Absolutely not. But welcoming, absolutely. I fool with new people. I surely do. Yeah, as long as I'm fooling with God, I'm fooling with new people. Because he uses people, period. So I just, I don't want you to, even if you're not a person that's saying, no, I don't fool with new people. Maybe you've been hurt by people so much that you like, I don't even trust the people I trusted. You got to learn how to use your pain to propel you forward. Leverage the lesson. You're feeling like that because you're not leveraging the lesson. You're focused on what happened and what they've done to you, not on what you were supposed to learn. Another thing I'll share with you guys before I get off, because I got to slice up my baby potato and cook it before he gets home. But another thing I've learned, sometimes God would allow things not to expose them to you. But this takes maturity, okay? If you're not ready to be mature in this way, then you ain't gonna catch this. I don't expect everybody to catch this, okay? But I've learned in some instances, I was focused on what the person did to me. And I was focused on how they responded to me and all these things that I did not deserve. And I didn't realize that God was not trying to expose them to me. God was trying to expose my heart to me. Because as soon as I experienced whatever I experienced with them, my heart was immediately hardened. I was bitter. I was resentful. I was all of this. So sometimes it ain't even about what people are doing to you. Sometimes God will use some of those situations to expose you to yourself. You know what I'm saying? What if God is not trying to expose that they're inconsistent to you? I've been waiting on something. What if God is trying to show you that you're not patient? Because we would make good people bad people the moment that they say no, like that, and they never said no to us, but we'll forget that we will. I'm on your Kool-Aid, Cynthia. Friends, I have a new episode of Friend Fusion dropping tomorrow where I am sharing my whole journey as a mom. I thought it would be the perfect week with Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. I share all the things. I really want you guys to tune in. It'll be on my Patreon, patreon.com/yourfriendTrin. I want you guys to get signed up. Let me pin it where I can pin it. And, hold on, wait. I'm going to read these comments too because I ain't done. I was just looking at the time. Y'all know I'm somebody's mama. BJ is like, okay, wait, let's see. I got just a few more hours before I got my baby. And I want to make sure his dinner is ready when he comes in the house. Because that's my man. That's my little bestie. I love my baby so much, y'all. And I don't want to cook him instant potatoes. I don't like feeding my baby stuff I don't even eat. You know? I don't eat a lot of processed. I don't eat processed food at all. I don't know why I said a lot. I don't even eat processed food. So I don't like to give it to my baby. He get everything whole, and then we cook it from there. Um, I'm glad, friend. I'm glad that I explained something to you. I really feel, I was just here shaving this potato, and the Holy Spirit just dropped this in my heart. Like, what if it's you? Sometimes we thinking about how people are responding to us and how they're moving and what they're doing. But sometimes it's genuinely how we have shown up that have made them show up or not show up the way they are. Seriously. Hey Sean Bigby. That is so funny. When we talk about me on the organ, that's hilarious. I didn't even think to gag people like that. I didn't think that was gonna be like a thing, Sean. Because I play. I never tried to hide that. I feel like maybe I do have a pretty big audience of people who don't know me. That's true. So yeah, but I still did not expect to gag people like that. I give church. I'm a church girl. I don't know. That was crazy. That I did not expect that at all. But I'm committed to learning again. Not learning again, but practicing again. I need to practice. You saw me wearing that Leslie out. I need to practice. And my husband was singing past me, and when it was time to go to the sixth chord, my brain knew it was time to go to the sixth chord. My hands could not move there. It's time for me to practice. It's been since 2019. And I just feel like Sean, I would cry if BJ come and get me out the organ one day and scoop me over like, Mama, it's okay. I'd be sad. So I gotta practice. I don't want that to happen to me. I gotta practice. I gotta keep BJ humble. I got my basketball goals so I can dunk on him and all the things, but I gotta keep him humble, And then when he get of age, that's when I'm gonna stop playing and say, son, you got it. When I know he can beat me, that's gonna be like, nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna always leave him with the memory that, yeah, I'm the mama. I want some greens. Y'all, I gotta, you know what? I want to create more content around Mississippi. Because, I got so many friends that always like dragging me for living in Mississippi. Why would I leave Mississippi? Why would I do that? My house is a 4.3. I bet y'all 4.3 over there in California, $2 million. Mine is not. And I love it. I sure do. I can afford my child care. It's amazing. I'm like, y'all ain't gonna wear me. We got an airport. I can get wherever I gotta go. I ain't missed no bookings. Ask the people I was there. Okay? I don't know what y'all talking about. And we are not riding horses everywhere. We have streets. We have pavement. Stop playing with us. And my mama I would only leave Mississippi if it was enough for me to bring my family. I just say it like that. Period. I ain't going nowhere where ain't nobody. Then I gotta find somebody to keep BJ. I don't even know nobody. I don't trust people. No. And I felt like this even before BJ was in the picture. I love being a Mississippi girl. That's who I am. I like it. I would have never stepped foot in Mississippi. I'm tickled. You vowed? Well, how you gonna come to my conferences and stuff when I do something, friend? You gotta come to Mississippi. I may come to Atlanta, make it a little easier for people to fly in. My airport is small, friend. They ain't gonna hold you. But I love Mississippi. I just love it. We got a little bit of racism, but that's all right. We don't mess with them. If they don't mess with us, we mess with them who mess with us. But if they don't mess with us, we don't mess with them. We're peaceful, chilling. But you would like Mississippi. You would love a good getaway in Mississippi. You would get some rest. We're much slower than all of the other states for sure. Much slower. There's not a whole lot to do. But it's just peaceful. I just like the people. I just like it. I like it a lot for raising my son. I really do. I like it. I just like it. I don't really got nothing else to say. That's so funny. North Carolina ain't got that neither. Yes, I'm familiar with Laurel, Mississippi. I'm in Madison, Mississippi. Laurel is probably about 3 hours from me. It's deeper south. Yeah, y'all love Mississippi. I don't know if people be trying to like we ain't got nothing going on. But I got some friends coming soon, and I can't wait to create content of them picking greens. I'm gonna take them to Brandon's uncle farm. I'm gonna take them to my grandma's house in Carrollton, Mississippi. I can't wait, y'all. And I ain't gonna tell y'all who it is, but they gonna spend a weekend with me. And I'm gonna get them a good old Mississippi time, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna be entertaining to show enough. But I love y'all. I hope this message blessed the people that it was meant to bless. Usually when I go live on Mondays, I recap the content that I posted today. And today the content I posted was about boundaries versus manipulation. So if you're on either of these platforms, you can go check that out. Hope that it blesses you. But I want to do a deep dive on that today because it's not what I feel led to do. I felt led to say, what if it's you? What if it's you? So I know that's hard. I know that's challenging. So I just wanted, once again, before I leave this live, I just want to say, getting it wrong is normal. Okay? We're human. Getting it wrong is normal. Sometimes we don't even understand why we respond, how we respond. But you know that they didn't change until you responded that way. You know that they didn't get inconsistent and resistant until you did what you did. So stop acting like they're acting funny. They're not acting funny. They've adjusted themselves. And when you realize that people are trying to protect themselves from you, and you have it doesn't mean that your apology will change that. Let's be very clear. It does not mean, thank you, friend, I appreciate that so much. It does not mean that your apology will change that. But it does something for you when you own your stuff, when you own your part, when you own how you contribute to things, you know? So, I'm gone, y'all. I love y'all. Please meet me on Patreon. Come sign up for Patreon, friend. You'll be so glad you did. My mom rant is interesting, to say the least. It's long. It's longer. It was an hour, so it's longer than I expected. But I had a lot to talk about in terms of motherhood. But I'm excited to share the journey. It's so much. I even talk about BJ's diagnosis that we didn't expect in this show. I talk about a lot of heartfelt things, the boundaries I've had to establish, the things I've learned about myself. I posted one clip yesterday about when I just felt like I wasn't enough during breastfeeding. It was crazy. But I trust that you guys will meet me on Patreon and support me on my first solo episode. I didn't even think about that. This is my first solo episode. So if you feel with me like talking about, join my Patreon, friend. And be watching tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, okay? I love y'all. I hope this message bless y'all. I'm out. I'm going to cook for my baby. Bye, y'all. Bye, YouTube. Thank y'all for joining me. That was the best.